on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, and the second day of the week. Is it August yet?
August 1st. The summer semester over for school moms like me.
I know. So it's just getting started. It seems like to me that I'm sure glad I'm not a kid today because they're getting cheated.
Schools are starting.
I'm so used to it.
Campus school started last week.
Whew.
When it was still 100 degrees.
Anyway, life goes on, and today is a great day. We get to, on the Business Spotlight, turn our spotlight on our great business partners, such as Triumph Bank, and we talk growth with Tracy Strickland. Welcome to our studios.
Always so glad to be here on a Tuesday, and I've got a great guest this morning. We've talked a lot about our lending and our deposit structure, but really the third leg of what we call our third-legged stool, three-legged stool, is our fantastic mortgage team that joined us really it was 4 years ago this month. David Umsted is the vice president of Triumph Mortgage and leads that retail team that also shares space with our commercial lending team. And I'm just thrilled to have him, and I would love to have him talk a little bit about how he got in the mortgage business.
Welcome to the studios, David.
Thanks for having me, George. Good
You're
to see
so
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in the mortgage business?
So I've been in finance since I graduated college, which Tracy and I were talking the other day.
Yeah.
It's a lot longer now than it used to be.
Seems like it was yesterday.
Yeah. So it's been about 14 years. Started with a finance company right out of college, bought my first house, went through the mortgage process with another company, and kind of saw a few things that I may do a little differently, and thought, I can do this. Of course, it was 2003, 2004, and the market was extremely hot. So kind of got in at the right time and haven't looked back.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a lot. It is, like you said today, now you went through the downturn, obviously.
Right.
And here we are.
Right.
It is on fire right now, I
Right.
understand. So what do you think is going on in the marketplace today?
Well, you mentioned the downturn. That was actually a great opportunity for me and what is now Triumph Mortgage. That's kind of the genesis of how this all started.
There you go.
I worked for a local large bank, and in 2008 they kind of wound down their mortgage business. And lots of good people that were looking for places to work. We hired several of them. They still work with us to this day, and a couple companies later we're now Triumph Mortgage, and couldn't be more excited to be a part of this.
Into lemonade for sure.
That's right.
I loved
That's right.
it. Yeah, it's just finding the right team that works together, that has a passion for serving the customer and doing what's best to make it happen. So
what happens when you're under fire? I mean, there are a lot of rules. There's red tape, right? A lot of red tape in mortgage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It can be a very arduous process.
And so
we try to make it as easy as possible.
That's what I've heard, really good things about your department. So I know that you guys are, stepping it through every, all the way through personally.
Right.
So what do you think is part of that?
Yeah, so that's kind of what makes us unique, I feel like. We're local. It can be a very automated process. You see a lot of online lenders now. We offer that local service. We'll come to you. We'll meet with you face to face because it's a big, stressful time for someone buying a house.
Absolutely.
A lot of things going on. They're dealing with inspections, negotiating price.
Yes.
The last thing they really want to deal with is the mortgage. So we try to streamline that as much as possible. Go meet our clients when we need to. Just take the stress out of the whole situation there.
We're talking with David Umsted, Vice President of Triumph Mortgage, and we're talking growth. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dig in a little bit more with David and all the great things going on at Triumph Bank. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM, now on FM 107.9 and AM 990.
The Memphis Daily News Report, credible, reliable, always unbiased. The Daily News. Bancorp South Inc. is pursuing a corporate entity restructuring whereby it will be merged with and into its wholly owned bank subsidiary, Bancorp South Bank. The change will improve the efficiency of its operations. First Horizon National Corporation continues its floor-by-floor renovation of the First Tennessee Bank headquarters. A $1.2 million building permit application was filed with construction code enforcement officials to renovate the building's 8th floor, marking the latest in a string of similar permits the bank has sought over the past year. ANF Architects and MEDFAC Engineering were tapped to handle the project's design work, and Linkus Construction is the contractor. David Waddell's taking stock of where things stand for a mid-year update. His firm forecasts the rest of the year will see increase in gross domestic product and earnings, along with rising inflation and interest rates. For these stories and more, make sure you pick up a copy of the Daily News Report. You'll find it everywhere around Memphis, and you can read the online edition at memphisdailynews.com.
If you're looking for a commercial van to take your business to the next level, ask for more. The Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City vans were designed to do more. With the Ram ProMaster City, you can hold more with best-in-class cargo capacity, handle more with best-in-class payload, organize more with custom upfits, and get more out of every mile with unsurpassed fuel efficiency. Visit ramtrucks.com to make your business run stronger with a Ram ProMaster or ProMaster City commercial van. Based on small commercial van segment, Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
How strong is Allegra D?
It's my congestion's out of my way strong. Even in the park playing with my dogs. Go fetch, Bosley.
Allegra D, a fast, non-drowsy antihistamine plus a powerful decongestant that starts relieving your toughest allergy symptoms in under 1 hour.
Allegra D is breathing free for 24 hours strong, even in the convertible.
Allegra D, strong relief for your allergy symptoms, guaranteed or your money back. Visit Allegra.com. Use only as directed.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Good morning and welcome back to our studios. Today we are doing our Business Spotlight with Triumph Bank. We are talking growth with Tracy Strickland. Welcome back to our studios, Tracy.
Thanks, George.
It's always good to have you guys here, and I like to just put my stamp of approval on Triumph Bank, because as we've gone through these series, we find out so much about what makes you guys unique, right. You know, the personal touch that you put out there, but also you are always on the cutting edge of new product and developing and rolling it out just to make it easy for our, you know, whether you're a business or, you know, do personal banking, to do business with you guys. So
exactly. Well, tomorrow, and we're sending out some information to our customers today that their personal online banking is going to have a facelift starting tomorrow. We're excited about that, and always looking to make things easier for the customer. And, you know, today's guest is just evident of that, proof of that, because what our mortgage team does every day is try to make that, like David was saying earlier, it's just when you're looking for a house, it's unbelievably stressful.
Right.
And then just the professionalism that our team, not only with just the mortgage lender, but the assistants, the underwriters, the whole team, they have one common goal, and that's to make sure that customer, you know, gets that mortgage and can close on time. But I would love to, you know, I live in High Point Terrace. We talk about that a lot, and I love my neighborhood. Go Hood. But I see for sale signs all over the place. Construction is booming. And so I remember, you know, was it 10 years ago that, my God, like, it was a hard road to hoe. And so I would love, David, for you to share a little bit about what you're seeing, you know, in the housing market on the mortgage end, and just what, you know, you're seeing, and as far as the growth in business.
Yeah, being in the mortgage business, we kind of have a front row seat to what's going on in the market. Right now in Memphis, I have never, maybe I say never, but since 2004, 2005, have not seen a market as hot as it is right now.
Wow.
It's definitely a seller's market. If you're thinking about selling your house, probably is one of the best times to do that.
Well, I know, you know, it's crazy stories, but I have a friend of mine that they're moving out to Colorado, and they put their house up for sale, and they got an offer, and they maybe left some kind of open deal where still the best offer wins till you close, and somebody came in, and they ended up getting $20,000 more than listed.
That just blows my mind, because you used to, like, you know, if a house was for sale for $300, you could get it for $250.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, because please buy my house. But now, like, oh my God, it's an awesome position to be in.
I see it all. I've seen houses sell before they go on the market. Word of mouth, multiple offer situations where they're selling for more than list price. and it's just extremely competitive. So one thing that we do is offer free pre-qualifications for people looking to get a loan. So when they make that offer, the seller knows that, hey, they can get a mortgage. That's right. Yeah. So that's all been very
they can have a lot more
competitive.
confidence, when they're going into negotiations and all of that. So
and timing is of the essence. We'll get phone calls on Saturday and Sunday. Hey, we needed a pre-qualification letter in 10 minutes. We're making an offer. Well, I got to say goodbye to my kids for a minute and go draw up a pre-qualification letter and get this deal done.
Oh, yeah.
That's incredible. You're the kind of guy I want.
Well, yeah, and I think, a lot of mortgage companies, there's a lot of competition out there, and we want to be on the forefront.
Right.
But, David's like, well, we pretty much have a 24/7 business, but people are thinking about buying a house in the middle of the night. They're thinking about,
They're not thinking
all
about
these
it during
things.
8 to 5.
Yeah, exactly. And so our team is always, they are really proud of it to say, we're working on the weekends. So make sure you reach out to us.
That's right.
Don't wait till Monday, because that house could be gone by then when you see it in an open house.
That's a great point. But we also need somebody that's professional and has our back.
Right.
Because there are a lot of, things that we need to make sure when we close, it's a good, everything's buttoned down.
That's right. And that's the advantage with our group. Our lenders especially have been in the business a long time. They kind of anticipate what could be an issue for a loan on that initial conversation, not a week before closing.
Yeah, right.
So we can kind of see these pitfalls that may come up and address them up front so it doesn't become an issue down the road.
That's really good. Well, I know you had a story you were going to tell us, because we were talking about the different loan products that you have, and I was asking if you did VA loans.
Right. So yes, we do VA loans. We love VA loans. We love helping our veterans. Just a quick story. I had a client that wanted to refinance an elderly married couple, and unfortunately the husband, who was the veteran, was sick at the time. But this refinance would save this family $400 a month.
Wow. That's a big deal.
He was in the hospital, so I can remember taking several trips up to the hospital to get him to sign. The VA loans are a little more, they want original signatures on things.
Sure.
But I just remember closing that loan and kind of feeling like, well, this is why I do what I do.
Exactly.
And it's to this day I see that family and they thank me for helping them save that much more money each month.
Yeah, that's incredible. So what other great things that set you guys apart do you think in the mortgage business?
Right. So we have a lot. We have the technology needed. We have the personal service. We also offer a closing date guarantee, which we talked about, the competitiveness of the market, the importance of a lender. We honor our closing dates. If we miss your closing date and it's our fault, we'll pay $1,000 towards your first payment. So we put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, back it up.
Knock on wood.
More motivation to get that underwriting and faster.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Another great thing about our company is we offer no lender fees, so it can save up to $1,000 on closing costs as well. So
a lot of great benefits. We're talking with David Umsted. He is the Vice President of Triumph Mortgage. And what's your number to call, David?
My direct line is 901-746-5311.
746-5311.
That's right.
David Umsted with Triumph Bank Mortgage Division. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll touch bases a little bit with Tracy and all the other good things going on at Triumph Bank. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Silver buttons all down her back. Hello, tipsy toe. She broke a needle and she can't sew. Walking the dog. Guess a walking bird dog. If you don't know how to do it, I'll show you how to walk the dog.
The voice for the Mid-South, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you want to win with money, let me give you a good idea. Figure out what most people are doing and run in the other direction. Most people are broke. Most people look good and they're broke. They spend more than they have coming in. They don't live on a plan. They don't have money set aside for emergencies. Normal in America is broke and stupid. You don't want to be normal.
The Dave Ramsey Show, weekdays from 9 to noon on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990. The Mary Beth Conley Show, weekdays at 12 noon.
You can find the headlines and noisy debate anywhere, but if you want a true discussion, if you want an exploration of someone's life story, if you want inspiration out of an ordinary person's experiences, that's why you should come to the Mary Beth Conley Show at noon on KWAM The Voice, now on FM 107.9 and AM 990. We'll help you live life a little bit larger through the lives of other people. I hope you join us. I promise it'll brighten your day.
Do you have obstructive sleep apnea? Are you tired of feeling tired all the time? If you've tried CPAP and found it uncomfortable, cumbersome, awkward, noisy, or unappealing to your partner, please listen carefully to this message. Obstructive sleep apnea robs you of the deep, uninterrupted sleep you need, making every day a struggle. But if you have it, like millions of adults do, you already know this, and you are not alone. Many of those prescribed CPAP either stop using it or use it less than they should. The reality is that leaving OSA untreated puts you at greater risk for heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and other serious health consequences. However, there is an alternative therapy in an FDA-approved clinical trial. The THN sleep therapy system might be the answer for you. It is available at no cost to you if you qualify for the THN3 clinical trial. To learn more about the THN3 clinical trial, please call 1-888-975-3370 or visit thnstudy.com to find a center near you.
And now back to Business Spotlight on The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Welcome back to our studios, and we turn our spotlight on one of our great business partners. We've been doing a series that kind of digs into the personal side of the inside look at Triumph Bank and how they operate and all the great things that they offer to their customers. And I want to let all of our listeners know that if you haven't checked it out, their website's fantastic. A lot of great information. It's triumphbank.com. And the phone number, their general number is 901-333-8800. 4 locations throughout Memphis. Been in business since, 2006? Oh, goodness. Tracy, that's
an old 11-year-old. I know.
I know. That's conveniently located at Poplar and I-240 over in Germantown, Collierville, and Arlington.
Yes.
And the mortgage division is right over in Ridgeway, Business Complex.
Right in the middle of the Ridgeway Center Parkway, right at the corner, right as you're turning into.
Easy to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
We're our special guest, David Umsted. He is the vice president of the Triumph Mortgage Division. And we were talking about all the other great things, that products.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I just remember I've been in my house for, almost 20 years now, but I remember being a 20-something and trying to think about the scary part about buying a first home.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in your first job, you're not making a lot of money, but you want to have home ownership. You want to have that pride of, taking ownership. I know David and I were talking about actually the average age of a first-time home buyer is a lot older than it used to be. A lot more people after they get out of college, they're mobile, they're traveling, just having great life experiences before they buy that first home, but it's a scary process, and I know that David and his team have got a great product that can help those first-time home buyers, and I would love for you to talk about that and maybe some other products.
Yeah,
help.
We do. We actually have several products for, there's a misconception out there with a lot of people that you have to put down 20% to buy a home, which is a
scary
huge down payment if you're on your first job and haven't saved up a lot of money. We've got several low down payment options to buy your first home, buy your second or third home. 3% down, as little as, credit score is very relaxed, so you can go down to 600 on FHA loans with our company. Low to moderate income loans, where if you make under a certain amount of money, you can get away with a low down payment, no PMI, no mortgage insurance, just things to kind of help people make that first step to get into a home.
Mortgage insurance a lot of times is a big part of your note.
Absolutely.
So, that's great.
And that's the thing with Triumph Mortgage. We have so many different ways to structure loans.
Right.
And that's the fun part of my job, is I get to look at several different scenarios with the client individually to match up the loan that's going to fit their needs. And mortgage insurance plays a big part of that. Because it can be large. It can be a large monthly payment. Right. And we have ways to avoid that, different kind of ways to structure things with our bank. We can do a home equity line of credit behind an 80% first mortgage, not to get too detailed, but we have options with our banking partners the other thing with our bank is they offer bridge loans. So if you have a house that's paid for and you want to buy another one, you can take the equity out of that house that you live in without having to sell it and pay cash for the new house. And then once your old house sells, you pay off that loan. So it's just nice to have the whole group right there in our Ridgeway Center office, because we can bounce ideas off each other. It's really not a scenario that we can't address. It's
still a good time to refinance if you have a current loan right now.
Absolutely.
What's the like a 15-year loan?
Yeah, so not to quote rates, but in the range of 3.25 on a 15-year.
So if you've got one that's sitting at 5 or so, it's worth your while.
If your rate is over 4.25%, we probably need to look at your mortgage.
See, that's a great takeaway right there, because a lot of us, we're used to 2018, the teens, and if we figure, well, we got a 5 or 6% loan, that's good,
right?
Well, hey, guess what? It's gone even better.
Right.
What are the steps if somebody wants to just get a second look and have that refinance or whatever? Can you walk them through the process about what the timeline typically is?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, an initial phone call, we can kind of run numbers, make sure that it looks good to you, and if everything looks good to the client, we'll do an application process, pull credit scores, and the whole process maybe takes 30 days or so. And like I said,
it's not too painful.
It's not too painful, and we've got technology where you can securely send all your documents online, and it'll go out and pull your bank statements, kind of stuff. Now, but people like that, you can do it all on your cell phone.
That's incredible,
and we offer both options.
Well, we need to give that number out. David Umsted, VP of Triumph Mortgage. A lot of people are thinking, I need to call this guy.
Absolutely.
901-746-5311 is his direct number. You can always look it up on triumphbank.com website. Tracy, thank you for coming in again. We'll see you back next week. And David, you're awesome.
Thank you, George.
Thank you for all the great services you do. You're listening to The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.